Ready? Welcome. I'm going to drink water while he speaks.
What, so you feel less weird?
Yeah. Right. Welcome to our new YouTube channel. We're going to start the channel by where we came from. Loads of people on Marsh Barton are like, where have you just come from? So we've done a little tree. So we're going to go through it.
Yeah. If you can't read any of the writing, I'll read it later because this is all my writing and it's terrible. But yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm Red up here. And as you can see, up until 2019, we're both completely separate. Despite having hundreds of mutual friends going to the same school, we shared the school bus together almost every day. I've never spoken to Rob until 2019. We're basically both trained in completely different ways. So I was all main dealer through Extra Audi. All my qualifications are Audi specific, whereas Rob is slightly different.
Yeah, my name's Rob. Yeah, like I say, do not know Red at this point. On the same bus to school, all sorts of stuff, loads of mutual friends, but yeah, I'm only backstreet as you call it, so I did my apprenticeship at college and worked in many different garages, then ended up at Milltop Motors. That's my last place of employment, and yeah, until I met Red in 2019. So I ended up on a night out, Red ended up on a night out, because all of our mutual friends all ended up on a night out together.
Yeah.
So then that's when I met him. We
Timepiece smoking area.
yeah.
Neither of us smoked, but we were both in there.
I don't know how or what happened then, but anyway, we like met again. Red bought a really shit car for me actually. That's the first time I proper met him.
Yeah.
Like,
I bought a Perodua Kalisa, which is the 2002 Malaysian car of the year. So not shit.
yeah. He picked it up and made it about 5 metres out of my house and then broke down. And then I proceeded to tow him about 80 miles an hour to his unit.
It was really scary.
And then from then on we were hanging around with lots of drifters, well wannabe drifters, and we thought we wanted to do the same. So like we're going to buy a drift car. And then I found a BMW 3 Series on Facebook Marketplace for £500.
It had a manual gearbox in the boot.
Yeah.
And we fitted it in like an evening in Rob's dad's field.
Yeah. And yeah, that's when we thought, I don't want to do this in the field if we're going to do more stuff, like fitting hydros to it and stuff like that. So
we wanted an actual place to do something on our own car.
yeah.
So basically right next door to Rob's house, which was pretty convenient at the time because I live right next to Rob as well. There was basically an old mill that was a bit of a kind of industrial estate, but it was all really dilapidated, fallen down. It's a bit odd. If you know the area, you know the one I'm talking about. It's got like a fake brand new roof over the top of an old crap roof.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, and some foreign guy rented us out this unit basically. Yeah. It was a bit weird, but we moved in at the top of obviously the old mill, which is why we're called Milltop, because we're right at the top of the mill.
That was actually a lot more expensive than the field to do work in cars, so we kind of thought, let's earn some money to pay for the unit, so let's do some little cashies and stuff like that.
We decided to do a few cashies on the weekend just for people that we knew.
Yeah.
Just little bits and bobs like that to pay for this silly unit at the top of the mill that we'd gone into and not realised actually how expensive it was.
Yeah, so unofficially, Milltop Motors then started. Saturdays only. Evenings was a bit of a chill area, wasn't it?
Yeah. So people would come around and socialise there, and we might, I don't know, fit a clutch for someone we know on the weekend, and that would pay for the unit for the month.
There was also a massive car park right outside of it, which was a donut car park.
Yeah. So I think just before we got kicked out of that unit, eventually I imported a PS13, and it never left Milltop Motors, and we had rocked up 30 kilometres on the trip computer just in that car park doing donuts. Every time we turned up in the morning, we'd have to drive it out of the unit because it had to be parked inside, and we would do about 5 minutes of donuts in the car park and leave it in the car park all day, and then before we went home we do 5 minutes of donuts in it, and then back inside again and lock the unit up. So that car had a good time, and then I sold it.
Yeah, it started getting a little bit busier then, didn't it? Because people, mates of mates were then like, oh, I want my car fixing, I want this doing, and then it was like, we couldn't even keep our own cars anymore.
It got to
taking back home.
It got to the point where the unit had just everyone else's cars in it, and like it was opposite. All of his cars went back to his house, all of my cars went back to my house, and there wasn't really much time for us in there because accidentally we kind of got a bit busy.
Yeah, and then we were like, we're not working on the floor in this unit anymore, so we were like, let's buy some ramps. So then we were really poor, got a loan, bought two two-post ramps, which we still have now
Off eBay.
Of eBay. Some random chap in a transit delivered them to us.
Yeah, and then he asked us, "Where is your forklift?" And we didn't have one, so Rob's knee got ruined. But we had ramps.
Yeah, and that's where Milltop Motors actually officially kind of unofficially started.
So, coming to the end of our time at the old mill, where we got our name and where we first started trading, our landlord was getting a little bit peed off of us because officially we only had one car parking space, and obviously when you're running a kind of pseudo fake garage on the weekends, typically there's more than one car there. So he was getting a bit peed off of us, but we decided to kind of go out of that unit with a bit of a bang. So we hosted an event, we called it Trend Fest. A few of our friends from up in London, we all come down.
It was busy.
And we hosted this Trend Fest where everyone had to dress basically like an idiot and turn up in their car.
Trending?
Yeah. We expected probably 10, 15 people to turn up. We had about 200 people turn up. The whole industrial estate was completely gridlocked. The landlord, which up until this point we'd never seen in person.
Ever.
He turned up kicking off. I'm there dressed as a Navy officer. I took my hat off to respect him, and then he kicked us out. So it was a great day, and everyone had a really good time. But we did get kicked out of our unit.
We had to find somewhere.
So yeah, we lost everything, but it was a great day. So Milltop was no longer at the top of the old mill. So yeah, we were scrabbling around for somewhere to find, weren't we?
Had a look, found somewhere on Marsh Barton. It was probably similar size, wasn't it? Similar size, slightly bigger.
It was
ever
so slightly bigger.
And it had a mez in it, which was always appealing, and 3 car parking spaces, which
big
was big.
upgrade.
So it's worth mentioning at this point, we never talked about anything about running a business at all. We're both happy in our jobs. I actually got Red in the meantime, a job at Isuzu, ended up being his boss for a bit.
Terrible.
I'm a good boss. And then, obviously we're in this new unit in Marsh Barton now. We're like, this is big. This is big boy now. This is expensive.
We had big boy, real electricity bills, real water bills. Do we pay business rate? I don't think we pay business rates, but being in an actual unit as opposed to a fallen down mill, it actually was quite expensive.
So we were working from finish of work, literally our normal time, 5:30, until that's not even true. It's like that's average. That is. It was like 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock at night because someone would want their car back the next day, and obviously we only had that time to do it.
We'd finish at this point. Obviously, we're both working at White Horse. We'd finish at 5 o'clock. And part service, where we get all our parts from, finishes at 5:30. So we'd have to shoot across Marsh Barton, get all the parts that we pre-ordered for the car we had in that night, and then take them. And if anything went wrong, obviously it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was quite inconvenient sometimes. You have to leave it stuck on the ramp, but
sometimes I'd have to take holiday or something like that just to do a job or something like that.
And our customer needs their car back and a part's wrong or a bolt snapped or something, so you have to ring up in the morning and say, I can't come to my actual job this morning because we've got a customer. But we're not even a real business, so it was very hard to explain.
So we're like, shit, we're actually getting quite busy. Maybe we could make some work of this, and we don't want to be working till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So
this was about probably six straight months in this new place where we were teetering on the edge of actually starting a business where we were working an 8 till 5 normal day, and then we would finish that 6 till 1 or 2, and then all day Saturday, all day Sunday for literally 6 months straight, not a single day off, and it was always at least 18 hours a day. So we were getting pretty tired of that.
So
after a while,
it was a bit complicated because obviously I'd got rid of a job there in the same place, and then we were obviously then going to leave. So we gave him 6 month notice. We left November 2021. That was it.
That's the first time we were
self-employed, as you call it.
Self-employed in a real business. That up until this point, it was all just, this is someone we know, and he wants a clutch fitted on his Clio. And at this point, they all turned into customers.
It was a brilliant first day, though, because we were like, this is so good.
Yeah, I remember.
We played pool.
We went to Greg's,
played pool, didn't have to get up, but it was brilliant.
Yeah. I think we went in about 10 o'clock, went straight to Greg's, then we went to Troy's garage, which is someone else we know, self-employed in one's garage, played pool for about 3 hours, and then we went home. And then we realised we're not going to make any money doing that, so we kind of got into gear after that. Yeah. We were in this unit in Marsh Barton for actually, it's not very long on the tree, but we were in here for quite a long time. And this is where we really started doing kind of bigger stuff, which we'd never been able to do before because we only worked evenings. Obviously now we're pretty much in there full time. So we did all sorts of things you might have seen before. So
twin turbo
Lambo, several engines we built. We did a super engine.
Yeah, we've done a super engine. We've done manual swaps on Supras. We've done built the full Chevelle. Built a big block and everything like that.
Yeah. We did like a full rebuild on an RS3, which turned out to be stolen, but that's a story for another video. Yeah. And then we also did like a 1,000 brake RS3 for the same person, but that's also a story for another video. Yeah. We won't get into that. But obviously we're getting bigger. We've got our day-to-day customers, and we've got these bigger jobs, which obviously you don't get done in a day, so they're floating around. So the free car parking spaces that we really thought was a really good upgrade from one car.
Well, we actually had loads of spaces because there was a car park across the road that was empty, and it was brilliant until it wasn't empty.
Yeah, they put up a camera in the car park that we were using as a free car park, so we no longer had it. So we had at this point about 40 cars on site and free car parking spaces, and a lot of really angry neighbours. Yeah,
really angry neighbours. The food people were nice though, because they used to bring us food, didn't
There was a food charity behind us that would give us food, but there was also like a dog grooming company, and it would probably take them about 20 minutes to get into work because they'd have to ask us to move about 10 cars every morning. And we had a few complaints. The landlord came around a couple of times, and it was getting pretty obvious we weren't going to be able to stay there much longer without getting kicked out. We were kind of on the verge of getting booted again.
So our old boss at Milltop Motors, we were doing a few little jobs for him anyway, but he approached us and said, obviously this looks small for you guys, I've got a unit, would you like to rent it? So we then spend many nights tirelessly moving all of our stuff again. The original two ramps were still open in the first place. We're moving to the Milltop Motors. There's still only two of us.
Yeah.
It's December. It is literally.
It was one of the coldest Decembers on record for a long time. We also both had the flu.
Yeah, we weren't well. Everything was just put in the unit from like vans, because we obviously had gained quite a lot of tools and everything, and we had big jobs booked in still. So I was doing this when I was literally on the floor doing a timing chain because the ramp wasn't fitted yet. And in -8 with a jet heater blowing at me. Red was doing a clutch on an Alpha with a ramp that we
fell
fitted,
down.
but it fell down because the concrete wasn't very good in this new place.
So I'm halfway doing a clutch on his brother's Alfa Romeo, and I'm underneath. I think I've just undone the gearbox mount. So I'm like, the gearbox has dropped quite a lot here. It's getting quite close to me, and then it was still coming, and then I realised the engine was coming as well, and the subframe, and then I got out from under the car, and the ramps was doing that, and the car was just lowering itself down. So it was quite scary. We laid down, and then we realised our Christmas had been ruined because all the concrete in this unit was about that thick.
Yeah.
And wherever we put the ramp, it pulled straight out of the floor. Even with a tiny little alpha, what was it, a Mito?
Yeah, tiny little alpha meter.
And it would still rip it out of the floor. So we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve concreting various pads for our ramps.
Ready, because we'd ordered ramps, hadn't we? So we'd ordered like the other ramps we got here, but we ordered three ramps, so we made all pads for those, and it was literally up until, it was Christmas Eve, the concrete got delivered, and we did it all ourselves, obviously saving money, because we just expect and everything. And then yes, we were like, this is too much for
just
people. So I said to Red,
well, I think at this point we had 4 ramps and a site that could take probably 10 ramps, and we had just us 2. So
no receptionist, nothing.
We didn't even have a phone.
Didn't have phone. Didn't have, it was just mobile. Didn't have internet because it took ages to connect out there. It was like,
So we decided we would try hiring someone, which was
we hired Charlie, who
Steve.
is actually Steve. We don't know him as Charlie. That's our apprentice who's still with us now. Quite a lot's happened really in that unit. This is where it suddenly blew up. This is not to scale. Like this is bad.
no. This here is pretty much a 3-year period. So in this 3 years, we've had all sorts of different members of staff, but the ones that we've still got in our team, that we're pretty proud of our team to be fair. First one was Steve. Then we had Toby, who's kind of like a lead mechanic for us. He's really good. And then just towards the end of 2024, we started our Milltop detailing, which we hired Saf in. So this was a bit of a White Horse reunion. So obviously me and Rob both worked at White Horse. Toby used to work at White Horse, and Safin used to work at White Horse. So at this
and then we decided, why are we taking all our MOTs to other people when we could potentially do MOTs ourselves? And we always thought that's mental. We probably went out of our range. You know?
Yeah, similar to the concrete van, because the lorry delivered, because we'd not actually investigated it, we just assumed it was ridiculously expensive. Then it turns out it's not that bad.
No, so we got an MOT bay, and which is the same one we have now, full snap on bay, and then that was like going from 4th gear into 5th gear. Yeah, it kicked us on pretty well. So yeah, that is Milltop Motors in Tedburn. That was.
Yeah,
and we did hundreds of jobs from there,
thousands of jobs in there.
So, and that's pretty much where we got all our stuff. And Jenna started there. Jenna actually started in, which is our receptionist. She started in.
She started in that one
just as we were on the tail.
But so although it's a small section on the picture, that is the foundation of Milltop Motors. We got all the staff there. We got all the customer base there.
Got an actual phone there.
We got a phone and a printer. And an invoicing system that wasn't me on Microsoft Word. But that's where everything happened, and then we moved on, obviously, to this opportunity, which is where we are now.
So, we're coming back to Marsh Barton now, because this building that we are in right now came available. It was very touch and go when it was available, and we had to make a decision literally within a week.
Yeah, we had a week to make the decision. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to leave the other place properly within our lease or anything.
And affordability.
And we were a bit concerned because obviously the soonest we could leave this lease, well technically with the current recording we haven't even left this unit for sure yet. So we have to pay for 2 units for a bit. But was it worth it for the long term of being here was what we were weighing.
And the fact of moving the MOT bay, wanting to close down the MOT site, open a new one here, get approval here, move all the ramps here. Everything.
We couldn't get any answers to the big questions we want, like can we have an MOT bay in this building? Can we trade properly out of this building? Is it going to be worth it? We couldn't have any of those answers in the week period we had to make the decision. So we kind of had to
take a risk,
wing it and hope it was fine.
Yeah, because we came here to look around it and we said we definitely want to be here, but we just had to make it work, and we're here now. It's been difficult because we've had 2 lots of rent to pay, and 2 lots of bills, 2 lots of everything really, for 6 months. 6 months. And whilst having to redecorate this place, whilst having to run a business,
whilst having to redecorate the old place,
Yeah.
And whilst having to
fill out loads of forms, pay loads of money for MOTB, all the logistics, all that, everything. Fitting all the ramps. Again, I think we were here till 2, 3 in the morning fitting ramps because we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
As in bringing them over on trailers, dodgily looking, but it's here now. Everyone's working because we literally said we wanted to be working here. One day at the other day, literally on the Friday, everyone was working at the other unit. We wanted to be on the Monday everyone was working on this unit because otherwise, make it.
Otherwise, I think if we shut for a couple of days to move everything with all of our staff helping us, I think if we were at this point when we were moving, we were so tight having to pay 2 bills and the cost of moving and the cost of double redecoration. If we shut for 2 or 3 days, I think we would have gone under.
Yeah.
That's how tight it was. That's how tight this decision was, whether or not we could afford to move. But we're in now and we haven't gone bust yet, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then we got Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron approached us.
The final member of our team.
Yeah, the final member, and that is everyone at the moment we employ. Aaron, it was a really funny interview actually. Probably.
Yeah, he came round like on one evening after work. He hadn't said he was coming, and he was kind of all in a flap because he'd lost his job that day. But when he explained to us why he'd lost his job, we decided we would hire him.
Yeah.
Because he had lost his job because he set somebody on fire. And we thought that was quite funny. So we hired him.
Yeah. And that is where we are now. We are here, fully in this building, working. So that is a recap of from 2018 to present of Milltop Motors, how it started.
Yeah, we're going to be, well, we've always kind of wanted to do stuff like this, stuff like YouTube. I don't think many of the videos are going to be in this style. But basically, in that whole period, we managed to have some time for ourselves. And we did lots of cool things. We've done multiple trips to Nürburgring, we've done European Grand Tours, track days, skiing, off-roading, all of which we find is quite interesting. We've always said, we should film some of this.
Building cars.
Yeah.
Building cars. We've got cars to build.
Yeah. So we've got a few little series planned and a few other things, which I think some of them will be pretty cool. So follow along if you want to watch it.
Yeah. It's always a laugh. It's always a laugh. So yeah, like, subscribe. Come on.
And hit the icon for notifications.